When the economy is booming, it is that's a good thing. We don't have to go crazy. Just let it boom. We want it to boom. We want it to be like nobody has ever had before, because we do have some debt we'd like to take care of. And the way you do that is through growth. We're going to grow our way out of it so fast. And Kevin's somebody, and I feel strongly also, we don't want to see it stifled. We want to stop inflation, but we don't want to stop greatness. And so that's really a very good thing, a very positive thing. And
giving all your historical transactions to anybody you've interacted with on the internet. So we're doing away with that with privacy on SWI. So with SWI, we are going to enable a feature that effectively lets all transactions with stablecoin become private by default. So if you're going to send $5 to a friend in Namibia, or sending $20 to a friend in Kazakhstan, or whatever country it may be, you no longer need to worry about your historical history of transactions being exposed to the entirety of the internet. Only sender and receiver can see the amount that has been sent or received. No other history needs to be shared beyond the sender and recipient, but also your privacy in transactions you've done is no longer exposed to the entire internet.
We're going to have tremendous workforce availability. We're also going to have robots helping us. We're going to have a lot of robots helping us because we need it. And because we're going to town, we're building a lot between the AI and the auto plants. So we're going to need robots. We're going to have robots, but that's going to help us.
Robots hold steady hands in the operating room, and drones are redefining the future of war. Innovations of first-generation humanoids, factory automation, and autonomous vehicles have surged from private sector investment. Every one of these advancements is powered by AI. The robots are here. Our future is no longer science fiction.
Maybe crypto is actually built for the machines and we didn't even know it. And AI can easily handle private keys and easily understands transaction hashes and like how all this stuff works. It is money that is built for computers, even before the computers to intelligently handle it were built. So I find that interesting. And perhaps those of us who were involved in crypto pre-AI, we're kind of just like getting the ground ready for the AI systems to have a fully developed financial system handed to them, for better or worse.
This could be perhaps the greatest revolution in financial technology since the birth of the internet itself. Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology.
And as President Trump has directed, we are going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stablecoins to do that.
I think stablecoins could reinforce dollar supremacy, because with stablecoins could end up being one of the largest buyers of U.S. treasuries or T-bills. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden, if you are using a stablecoin in Nigeria that's backed by the U.S. dollar, you don't actually have to have dollars. It's on your phone. You can transact.
We are going big on digital assets. So Trump administration has made digital assets a priority. I've seen estimates that just over the short term, stablecoins could create $2 trillion of demand for U.S. treasuries and treasury bills. To put that in context, the number is probably about $300 billion right now. We will take a close look at regulatory impediments to blockchain, stablecoins, and new payment systems.
The Department of Commerce is going to start issuing its statistics on the blockchain, because you are the crypto president, and we are going to put out GDP on the blockchain so people can use the blockchain for data distribution, and then we're going to make that available to the entire government so all of you can do it. We're just ironing out all the details so we can do it.
Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of Stargate. So put that name down in your books. because I think you can reduce the cost of virtually all goods and services. It'll make the United States a manufacturing superpower and the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto. But with today's announcement, we take a major step to bring healthcare into the digital age. Instead of filling out the same tedious paperwork at every medical appointment, patients will simply be able to grant their doctors access to their records at the push of a button. Just a button and you're all set, and all the information the doctor needs will be immediately transmitted.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
If we could tokenize all our ETFs, all $5.3 trillion of our ETFs, and provide that in a digital wallet, you could seamlessly, without fees, going from a digital currency or a stable coin or whatever that may be in your digital wallet and buy bond or stocks. And I believe that is going to be the future.
I believe we're going to be in the cutting edge of tokenizing bonds and stocks. It's coming. And we have the technology now. The fact that we are now moving forward in tokenization, every bond and stock, is crazy. Yeah. We should be moving towards that frontier. Obviously, there's winners and losers and all that, but we need to be prepared for the tokenization. And it would democratize more finance if we tokenized bonds and stocks.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the NWO book and the Crypto Teacher book. The NWO book shows you how the world really works, and especially in the times that we're in right now, it's definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep. And I give you the truth, nothing but the truth. Yes, the truth hurts, but it sets you free. But because I give you the truth, you hate me. But remember, I'm just a watchman on the wall. And in 2026, it will be the beginning of global mass layoffs and the rise of the machines. Remember, 2026 to 2029, we are going to be on a wild ride. And we have the sheep sleep. They stay distracted on things that don't matter. My people perish from the lack of knowledge because they reject it. And that's because they're willfully ignorant. But they don't have long until reality is going to hit them in the face. And in 2026, we get crypto clarity before the midterms. And starting in 2027, the Hegelian dialectic is back. The divide and conquer, Democrat versus Republican. And they're going to ride it into the fourth industrial revolution. And since we have the genius bill, Universal basic income is right around the corner, 2028, 2029. But we got China paying interest on their CBDC while the United States has no interest. And remember, that's a plan that moves in phases. And in the first quarter, I always tell you we're going to get a pullback, but this year, because Japan is on the move, I see a pullback in the first and second quarter. And that's the reason why we got two repo operations. We got the Fed buying treasuries, the front end $40 billion worth until April, plus the Treasury manipulating that long end of the yield curve because no one, and I mean absolutely no one, wants that long-term paper. And yes, finances is boring, but when you understand what's going on, it's the most entertaining thing in the world because it's unbelievable how the sheep fall for it. And that's the reason why they don't teach finances in school. Now we have the Supreme Court is going to let us know the decision on these tariffs. Either way is going to be bad, but one is long-term, one is short-term. If they have to pay the money back, of course, that's short-term. But if tariffs stay on, that's going to be long-term inflation. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And since the Fed is cutting and Japan is raising, we have $8 trillion sitting in these money market accounts, and that money is going to leave and find yield. And in 2027, that's going to trigger a collapse of this legacy market, and Democrats are going to play the blame game on Republicans. And by that time, of course, we'll have Jerome Powell with a rolled off in the sun. They printed 80% of all money in existence in 2 years, destroying the dollar, creating all this inflation, and then also destroying the legacy market, so therefore they can bring in the fourth industrial revolution, where the robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And they did all this under Trump and Jerome Powell. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And in order to bring in the machines, of course, they need that black swan, that crisis. And that's the reason why we're hearing the drums get louder. We hear the hacks being done by AI, and of course, you got to watch out for the Birdman. So we're going to see distractions being stepped up, movie after movie, while they move in the machines. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids' books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto slightly pulling back. And of course, on the weekend, we're the only game in town. And we know we're going to have entertainment. And now that we have Fed Warsh in as the new Fed chair, the drums are beaten, should get quiet over the next few months. And then going towards the end of the year, they start getting louder. We know even if they open up the straits or come to some type of agreement, the damage has already been done. The 2030 agenda has been sped up. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Andreessen, my guy, A16Z, says tokenized assets have surpassed the 30 billion market cap milestone, with the U.S. Treasuries continue to lead the market. And we know why. With these stable coins, they have to buy the front end of these treasuries due to the Genius Act. And that keeps the Fed in control of the money supply. And once we get this regulation, it's going to feel like we're in a time machine. It's going to push us forward 5 to 10 years. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates. The long end was up, short end down. And we know if it wasn't for the manipulation, these yield rates would be through the roof. And we see global bond yields just keep rising. And we had the dollar up, and we know the dollar got stronger because oil prices keep moving up. And right now we have volume and crypto up. We have Tether and USDC. And we have Coinbase says the average amount of USDC held across its products hit a record 19 billion in Q1 of 2026. And we know that's taken away from fiat in the system, but at the same time not hurting the Fed because, again, these stablecoin issuers have to buy the front end of these treasuries. So they're destroying fiat without destroying themselves. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And then, of course, we have the Fed, the master magicians. And we had the repo a little over 900 million yesterday. Make sure you're pulling it on a daily basis during the week. And we know the Fed is buying the front end of these treasuries. And then also we have the Treasury manipulating that long end because we know no one, and I mean absolutely no one, wants that long-term paper. And we know the Fed wants to keep rates high for longer to destroy this legacy market so Trump can build this fourth industrial revolution, where the robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And we have the new Fed chair in the building. And of course, the sheep don't have a clue. And now the world is about to change. We're going to start getting crisis after crisis after crisis as soon as these midterms are over. As soon as we got that new Fed chair, all of a sudden, we have Fed members talking about rate hikes. That's right. Not cutting, but rate hikes. And this summer, Japan is definitely going to start raising rates. So they're going to raise rates this summer and then going towards the end of the year, raise rates again. So they're at least going to raise rates 50 basis points. Then on top of it, the United States has to refinance over $10 trillion. And Fed Warsh has told us the truth. He's going to get this balance sheet down, but then he also talks about productivity. And Trump told us how they're going to do it, but of course, the sheep don't have a clue. It went right over their head. Trump told you, we got to grow up out of all this debt. And how is that going to happen? These machines are going to create so much productivity, it's going to drive down the price of everything. If you have 2 people working in your home, you'll no longer need that. And of course, when you think about it, oh, that sounds like a great thing. We're back living in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. But what's not said is that you're going to be under total surveillance. Your money is going to be under control if you're receiving money from the government. And that means you'll be in a digital prison. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we know that is biblical. And we have U.S. banks sitting on losses of about $306 billion. We know it's a whole lot more than that. But never forget, the Fed printed 80% of all money existence within 2 years. So therefore, they could build this fourth industrial revolution. And we see big tech, big banks sitting on all this debt because they are allowed to. Remember, it's a plan. It moves in phases. But this air out this bubble is going to be coming out in 2027. And we know the NWO never, ever lets a crisis go to waste. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the Bitcoin, Ethereum, spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin, Ethereum, spot ETFs were down at close on Friday. So was XRP, Solana, Chainlink, and Dogecoin. Now getting over into a little crypto news. We have the SEC approved options trading for the NASDAQ Bitcoin Index. And we know they're just opening up the casino for crypto. Now we have Dynamic becomes the first wallet provider to support embedded private payments for Aleo. Users can log in with an email and send private payments without seed phrases or browser extensions. And we know that technology is already seamless to bring to the masses. And we also know privacy is definitely the new gold. It's going to be so important for you to understand the technology, and the ones who don't understand it, they're definitely going to fall for the devil's tricks. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And lastly, we have the Wall Street Journal reports Iranian financier used Binance as part of a network that made $850 million in transactions over 2 years. And of course, Binance pushes back, calling the report fundamentally inaccurate and says the activity predated sanctions. And we know the Tether and Binance movie is coming. And how does the crypto teacher know that? Because all this power, all this money is going to end in the hands of the central banks. But in another thing, we always get the same boogeymen. And since the drums have been beaten, we have Iran with Bitcoin, we have the UAE pushing AI, digital currencies, the metaverse, artificial intelligence. So if you're conscious, you see when it comes to these drums are beaten, they're riding in the fourth industrial revolution right along with it. So the drums are beaten are just a distraction in order to bring in this new digital economy. Remember, they don't want critical thinkers. They don't want anyone understanding the technology. If you understand it, you're going to be able to take advantage of it. They don't want that. They just want the sheep using it, and you keep it moving. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books. Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.